A pleasant day to everyone. My topic is about restoring our earth, the problem. The sign of climate change within the frame of rising temperature, changeability of precipitation, recurrence and escalated of tropical storms, ocean level rise, and the dangers of more drought, floods, heat waves, forest and grassland fires have impacts on the economy, environment, and communities. Given its geographical location, archipelagic arrangement within the tropical Pacific, and populace dissemination, the Philippines is greatly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change and has already experienced noticeable adverse effects in recent years. Without concerted, worldwide, and global activity, the challenges the nation will confront as a result of climate change are anticipated to heighten within the medium or long term. In reaction to what has basically gotten to be a global crisis, the government has sanctioned the Climate Change Act, or it is called Republic Act 9729, that gives the policy framework with which to efficiently address the growing threats on community life and its effects on the environment. The Climate Change Act sets up an organizational structure, the Climate Change Commission, and apportions budgetary resources for its important functions. In reaction to the urgency for activity on climate change, the Philippine passed Republic Act 9729, moreover known as the Climate Change Act of 2009. It anchored on the constitutional provision which states that it is the policy of the state to afford full protection and the advancement of the right of the people to balanced and healthful ecology, to fulfill human needs while maintaining the quality of the natural environment for current and future generations. The current climate patterns appear that the Philippines, just like the rest of the world, has shown increasing temperatures, with observed mean temperature increased of 0.64 degrees Celsius and average of 0.01 degrees Celsius per year, increase from 1951 to 2010. The climate projection by the Pag-asa for 2020 and 2050 demonstrates that all areas of the Philippines will get hotter or warmer, with largest increase in temperatures within the summer months of March, April, and May. Mean temperature in all areas ranges within are anticipated to rise by 0.9 degrees Celsius to 1.1 degrees Celsius in 2020 and by 1.8 degrees Celsius to 2.2 degrees Celsius in 2050. The NCCAP comprehensively addressed the challenge of climate change, the public financing will prioritize adaptation to reduce vulnerability and dangers of communities, especially the marginalized destitute. At the same time, this plan will give a policy environment that will empower the support of the private sector to optimize relief opportunities towards economic improvement. The NCCAP outlines the particular programs and strategies for adaptation and mitigation for 2011 to 2028. It is a comprehensive plan that gives key activities that adapts the inter-economic valuation of natural resources, whereas guaranteeing biodiversity conservation. As is stated in RA 9729 of Section 14, interlocal government unit collaboration shall be maximized the conduct of climate-related activities. The ultimate activity is to build the adaptive capacities of women and men and their communities, increase the flexibility of powerless segments and natural ecosystem to climate change, and optimize mitigation opportunities towards gender responsive and right-based sustainable development. A theme that's as of now the subject of much talk is mining, an issue that is not generally thought of it in connection to climate change. As of now, a highly debated topic, it has been generally talked about in terms of its impact on natural degradation, but mining should be taken under consideration when it comes to talk of climate change, since it contains a huge impact on the vulnerability of our forest landscapes. In case not responsibly managed with strict environmental protection or shields, the negative impacts from mining operation, among which are forest destruction, toxic contamination of soil and water resources, and air pollution, reduces the capacity of the environment and individuals to adjust to the impacts of climate change. Extraordinary climate occasions like tropical storms and heavy flooding that might hit will likely increase the risk of disasters in mining sites. Extreme climate events like tropical storms and heavy flooding that might hit will likely increase the chance of disasters in mining sites. We have experienced one as well, numerous of these mining calamities, and should be alerted that climate change will, as it will make things worse in case the mining sector does not step up on its obligation towards the protection of the environment. Given the nature of climate change and disastrous impacts in the Philippines and the rest of the world will experience because of it, it is imperative to work toward curbing climate change. The Paris Agreement, as of late confirmed by the President and concurred in by the Senate, it is an ambitious and historic steps in this direction. The Philippines played a key part within the creation of the agreement. The Philippines has relatively solid laws designed to ensure the environment, communities, and indigenous people. The reality, in any case, is that where investments are concerned, the law is as well often viewed as a mere technicality to, the, to be neglected or circumvented. Human rights abuses and misreporting are clearly related with some current mining exercises. It is of concern that those in government and international agencies appear to need the capacity or inclination to challenge and end such misconduct. We cannot completely boycott mining because it is hypocritical. According to Peter Wallace, every new technology is due to mining, and computers and cell phones included. Opening the country to extensive mining may be a high risk gamble. We should not gamble the future of another generation. We should enter into extractive mining when we have full control in regulation and monitoring. The time when ready to see responsible mining companies comply to the international guidelines and practices in mining. That would be the day. President Duterte has issued an order to lift a 9-year ban on giving a new mining permits within the Philippines. The order is expected to ease the passage of at least 291 existing mining applications. This is signed last April 14 and made open last April 15, 2021. The Executive Order 130 highlights the commitment of the extractive sector in restoring the country's economy in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. The government says more mining would also create more jobs. Within the nation, with one of the most elevated unemployment rates in Southeast Asia. Some 190,000 individuals were employed in mining in the Philippines before the pandemic. According to data from the Mines and Geoscience Bureau, the sustainability of our planet, we must satisfy our obligation towards Mother Nature as a global citizen so as to ensure our living planet from deterioration and to hand over clean and green planet to our future generation. Perhaps our single endeavors could seem little, but in the event that thousands of young people can join together towards nation conservation, then one day our endeavors will be an exceptional step to secure our motherland earth from devastation. As to my little contribution, I decided to come up to study Mapanipa Lake. The lake is located in the province of Zambales in the Philippines. The lake was created after the cataclysmic eruptions of Mount Pinatubo in 1991. The lake water is reportedly contaminated with mercury leaking from the abandoned mine tailings located at the east shore of the lake. As a result, the study has some recommendations, one of which is environmental sustainability plan to help local government unit of San Marcelino in cooperation with DENR in protecting Macanipe Lake.
Sa Santa Cruz, Zambales, isang kumpanya ng minahan ang nagsagawa ng rehabilitation sa kanilang mining site sa pamamagitan ng pagtatanim ng iba't ibang uri ng punong kahoy. Maripor si Alver de los Santos.
Isa sa mga kumpanya ng minahan dito sa Gisgis, Santa Cruz, Zambales ang nagsasagawa ng rehabilitasyon sa kanilang mining site. Ang kumpanyang ito ay ang BNMI o ang Benguet Nickel Mines Incorporated. Ayon sa isa sa mga tauhan ng nabanggit na kumpanya ng minahan, regular nilang isinasagawa ang pagtatanim ng mga seedlings tulad ng akasya, mahogany, nara, kasoy at iba pang mga klase ng halaman. Sinasamantala nila, lalo na ang ganitong panahon na umuulan, upang ang itinanim nilang seedlings ay madiligan at hindi naman masayang ang kanilang pagod sa pagtatanim. Ayon pa rin sa tauhan ng nasabing kumpanya ng minahan, ito ay kanila nang nasimulan mula noon pang taong 2014, kaya sa kabuuan ay may 100 hektarya na ang kanilang nataniman. Gagawin raw nilang lahat ng paraan na maibalik ang para sa kalikasan, kaya may ganitong programa ang nasabing kumpanya ng minahan. Ayon pa rin sa kanila, kanilang gagawin ang responsableng pagmimina para sa kaginhawahan ng lahat. Mula rito sa Santa Cruz, Zambales, Alver de los Santos, IM1 with 25.
Thank you and